Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how I created this pink and gold half cut crease that I did on my Instagram a couple days ago. So if you want to learn, then keep watching. So I use concealer to prime my eyes before I do eyeshadow. So I'm going to be using this Airspun translucent powder to set the concealer before I start the shadow. So we're going to go in with this pink shade from the Morphe 35B palette. So I'm using this pink shade as a transition shade. So I'm going to be using little circular motions and windshield wiper motions to build this color up. Next shade I'm going to be using is Love Letter from the Modern Renaissance. So the brush I'm going to be using for the crease is the Morphe R39. So with this color I'm going to be using the same windshield wiper motions and I'm going to blend this darker color into the transition shade. I'm using the same blending brush I used for the transition shade to blend those two colors together. Next, we're going to go back into the Modern Renaissance palette and pick up shade Red Ochre. So with the same brush I used for the crease, we're going to blend in that shade to create a little depth. And I'm just going in again with that same fluffy blending brush I used at first, just to make sure the colors are all blended together nicely. I'm going to be using ABH 0.5 concealer to cut out half the crease. So first I want to apologize for the drop of quality. The camera became unfocused and we didn't realize it, but it will fix itself towards the end a little bit. So what I did first is I used a smaller tip brush to cut the line out, and then I'm using a bigger brush just to fill it in. And right here, I'm flicking the concealer out towards the edge so it blends nicely into the shadows. So with a Tarte flat brush, I am using the Airspun translucent powder and I'm just setting the concealer. So for the gold, I'm going to be using this Jouer Skinny Dip palette in shade Skinny Dip. To apply that, I'm going to be using the Morphe M326 brush. And I'm just going to be going over the area where I cut out half of the crease, and I'm going to be flicking a little bit of the product towards the edge. So next we're going to go back into that first transition shade from the 35B. So I'm just taking that shade and blending it into the corner and into the gold a little bit. are going to go back into the shade Love Letter from the Modern Renaissance. So you can see that I'm really only using 3 brushes for this look. So I'm going back in with that brush I used for my crease, and I'm just patting on the color on the inner corner and blending it into that light pink shade. So next we're going in with Cypress Umber from the Modern Renaissance palette. So I'm only taking a little bit of that shade because a little bit goes a long way, and I'm just patting it into the corner and blending it into the other shades. So I just picked up that same fluffy blending brush, and I'm just making sure all the colors are blended nicely together. For lashes, I'm going to be using Huda Beauty in Style Scarlet. And with my favorite lash glue from House of Lashes, we're going to be applying that on the lash band. And while that lash glue is drying, I'm going to be applying Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. So everybody has their favorite way of applying lashes. Mine isn't with tweezers. I like to use my fingers, so I'm just going to be applying my lashes. So I'm just going to be taking whatever pink is left over on this brush and applying it under my lash line. So that is it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.